Alright, in this video I'm going to be discussing a upgrade to the Aimpoint Pro weapon sight. Now I did a previous video on my initial impressions of the Aimpoint. I've had a chance to use it a bit and I really like the sight. I think it's a very good buy for the money. A little bit heavier than like a Aimpoint T1 or an H1, but it's definitely not in the same price range. Now, one thing I mentioned in my other video that I liked, is the fact that the Aimpoint Pro ships with this clear lens cover on the back. One of the issues I didn't like was that it didn't ship with a front one. And thanks to some of my subscribers, they provided some good feedback on what the logic was with Aimpoint's design with this. And I can follow where they were going with the concept, but personally, I don't agree with it. In my opinion, this sight should have a clear lens cover on the front. And why is that? Well, the sight is designed basically for you to leave on at all times, so you can grab your rifle and you're good to go. Well, with a solid lens cap, I still have to flip down the lens cap. I've got mine upside down, but you've got to go and pop it down and either pop open the rear one, or you can leave the rear one closed because it's transparent. So immediately I started looking at that and saying, well, there's got to be a good solution for that. But I couldn't find a clear lens cap for the Aimpoint Pro, or at least one made specifically for the Aimpoint Pro. So I did a little investigative work, and of course, breaking out my trusty micrometer, or excuse me, my caliper. If you take a measurement of the outer diameter of this lens cap, for example, it reads about 43.8 millimeters. Now that's the outer dimension. So with that in mind, I set about doing a bit of investigation on what I could come up with for a solution. And there's some aftermarket caps out there that fall in that size range, which may or may not be of equal or better quality to what Aimpoint provides. So what I actually came up with was this clear lens cover, and it's actually an Aimpoint cover. It is actually marketed for the Comp and the 9000 series sights. And I did some measurements, and the measurements are roughly exactly the same as the Aimpoint Pro, at least using my caliper and such. So I went ahead and picked this up, and it does look like it's going to be a perfect fit. Now, I just got this, so I haven't opened it and I haven't tried to test fit it, so I'm going to do that during this video and see if we have any luck. So this is basically how it ships, and let's see, I'm not sure if there's an actual part number on here. I think there's a part number of 12241, but anyway, you can see what the tag says. Alright, so before I started this video, of course, I tried to get the front lens cover off, and it doesn't want to move. It's not glued on there because you can rotate it. So there's obviously a lip here that catches this cover, so the cover doesn't pop off when you're making when you're manipulating it. You go to release the cap, and you don't want the whole thing to slide off. And I did a bit of research, and I was unable to come up with anybody who's really tried to remove the lens cover. So doesn't mean nobody's done it, it just means that nobody's really talked about it in any forums or blog posts or anything like that. So What I'm going to do is I'm going to break out my trusty heat gun, and since this is a rubberized plastic, it's a plastic rubberized type of material, I'm going to break out my heat gun, and I'm going to put just a tad bit of heat on this to soften up this material to see if I can slide the cap off. If you were to try to do this and you didn't, of course, have a heat gun, a hair dryer would probably work on a high setting. You just want to, of course, be very careful. Too much heat and you can damage plastics or rubbers. So the goal is not to burn it off. The goal is just to warm it up. When plastics and rubber are warmed up, they have a tendency to expand, and you can manipulate them much easier. I won't waste your time and do this on camera. I'll take this off camera and come back, and hopefully I have something positive to report in the second part of this video about the lens cap removal. Okay, took me about 60 seconds of some low-level heat with my heat gun on this cap, and it softened up the material enough to where I could pry it off. You can see on the back side here is where the actual lens cap lip is, and that lip actually fits right in here. Fits right in here. So what you basically have to do is get this malleable enough so you can pull it forward past this lip and it'll slide right off. I did try this without the heat gun, and I tried and I tried and I tried, and I was unable to get this off. So I definitely didn't want to break it. So a little bit of heat goes a long ways, and made it real easy to remove. So with this cap off, kind of move this out of the way for the moment. I'll go ahead and open up the new Aimpoint cap. And here's the new cap, and the new cap has got the same, not sure if you can see it, but it's got the same type of lips in the same location, same size. I'll do the caliper trip again. And if I measure the inside of the cap, we've got 36.9 millimeters on that one. Actually, I didn't measure that correctly. I was measuring it on the little lips. Looks like it's 38.41, if you can see that, on the original. And I'm getting about 38.25. So it looks like this new one is a little bit smaller, and that could be because I heated up the old one and kind of stretched it to get it off. So slight variance in size, but I don't think that's going to make any type of a difference when it comes to actually fitting this. So to fit it, Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tight fit, and it's not just sliding on there. So what I'm going to do with this one as well is I'm going to take this off camera. I'm going to apply just a smidgen of heat. Obviously I'm going to open this up and apply some heat around here to make this a little bit more flexible so I can slide this on. Again, I'm just using a regular heat gun with a low setting. You could use a hair dryer with, you know, probably a medium or a high setting, depends on the wattage of your hair dryer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see if I can slide this on, and I'll be back. I'm going to do it off camera because it's not going to be exciting to look at, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, again, 60 seconds or so of heat just to soften up the cap a little bit because it is an extremely tight fit, and you are pushing this cap and these lips right here. You've got to be able to have some flexibility because these lips make the cap too large to go over the outer end of the sight. So getting some heat on this and making it a little bit more malleable, you can you know, flex it a little bit and get it on there. So it went on just fine. The little lips locked into place. It's what I would consider a perfect fit to this sight, and an excellent upgrade in my opinion. Let's see. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually see the dot through the camera. I do have it on. Yeah, I think you can see it. But this is the view with both covers down. And if we pop the front cover down, you can see you have a wider field of view. So with the clear cover on the front, it does limit your field of view a little bit, not a lot. But in an emergency situation and you need to grab your rifle, you can bring it up and acquire your target, and you don't have to fumble with flipping the caps down. For longer engagements or target shooting or whatever, then if you feel so inclined, flip both caps open, and that way you've got the widest field of view possible. So to me, this is an excellent upgrade for this sight. The clear lens, the front clear lens cover, depending upon where you buy it, of course, runs $18, $19, something like that. And obviously it's made by Aimpoint, so you can rest assured that the quality of the cover is there. I have seen a few aftermarket ones and handled a few of them that were they didn't feel very reliable, so I didn't opt to pick one of those up. Let's see. Perfect fit, perfect finish. Cap opens quickly, pops down, strong spring, closes securely, just like the original cap. No problems that I see. Now, one thing I'll just note, when I was applying the heat to the cover with the clear cap on it, I more or less held it like this, and I applied heat around this part, and I protected the clear lens with my hand for two reasons. I don't want to apply heat to that, I'm assuming it's plexiglass or some sort of plastic, and it's probably glued into the cap, so I didn't want to compromise the installation of that clear lens in any way, shape, or form. So I more or less held it like this and applied some heat here for 45-60 seconds, softened this up, and then I was able to slide it right on with a little wiggling. So that's just a tip. The heat may or may not cause any issues, but I didn't want to take a chance because I think I spent $18 on this cap, and I didn't want to ruin it, especially when I was making a video. So I like this upgrade very much. I'm glad I did it. It did not take me more than a few minutes to get the old one off and put the new one on. Perfect fit. It's a great buy. And again, just for reference, that's the packaging that it comes with. So great upgrade for the Aimpoint Pro, an upgrade that I think it actually should have came with, because in reality it could have came with the clear cap with a black insert, so you know, you could have had it solid or remove the black insert and have it clear. I know that would be completely feasible. I like this option, and I'm probably going to put one of these sights on another one of my rifles, and I'm going to do the same upgrade. So relatively cost effective upgrade for the Aimpoint Pro.